Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Mish here, and today I'm going to be doing week 18 of the Margarete Miller Challenge. The prompts for this week are something that emits heat, a path or road, something that splashes, white space, a form, blank or filled, and bonus is a ticket. So as usual, I'm working in my Moleskine. You can see it's getting pretty fat. It is only a sketch journal, so it doesn't hold up to moisture or mixed media. So we try to keep it as dry as possible. So when I was searching for my images, as I've said in previous videos, I go through magazines like National Geographic or images that I've cut or saved or stickers or stamps or labels that I had. So some of the images I considered for emits heat is a horse, a cat. I don't know if you've ever had a cat on your lap, but they do let off a lot of heat. And as I was looking at the animals, I thought I wanted to do more of a nature or animal theme. So that was another consideration. And there's one. I also considered this for white space, but the image that I actually chose wasn't an animal at all. It was some candles. I thought it went good with what I want to do here. A road or path. Well, again, I considered a number of things. I thought maybe to make a bigger layout, as I do sometimes, and make that like a whole page. I kind of thought more abstract, like this isn't, an actual path, but it is a path through the mountains. So I looked at a number of things, and what I settled on was this little path here. It's leading up to a lake with a little picnic table, and this actually reminds me of a place that's close to my home that I would walk to quite often. So that's the image that I'm going to use for a path or road. Something that splashes. I settled on this little otter, because I don't know if you've ever seen otters play, but they definitely splash. And again, this was a much bigger image, so I kind of thought, should I, actually it was down there, should I make it a bigger spread? But I kind of settled on just him. For the white space, I looked at that little kitty, I looked at these polar bears, but what I settled on was this white rabbit in the snow, because that's white on white, so that's pretty white. And again, it was a full page, and I cut her down. And I don't know, I live in Nova Scotia, so we do get blizzards and snow, and when it's a really snowy day, it just looks like the whole world is white, and there's nothing else in the world. And then former blank, I looked through a number of forms and things that I had, and I settled on this kind of receipt form that I had in a receipt book. And then the bonus is a ticket. So I got a ticket. So we'll get started. I'm going to be using, as usual, my Elmer's glue. And I like to tuck my prompt into the layout if I can. So we'll be doing that today. Today is actually, this week is week 19 of the challenge. So I've done pretty good to get all caught up. It's a lot of work, as you know, those of you who are doing the challenge. It's hard to be creative and think about each challenge as it is without, throwing them all back to back. So it'll be nice to relax into it and maybe do some other videos on other things. So I kind of liked that there, and maybe this down at the bottom. So we'll put our rabbit on next. It's kind of dreary this morning, but it's here, but it's supposed to clear off and be a sunny day later. We had spring for a while, but it seemed to have disappeared. That's the way it goes in May, though. You have days that you think are the middle of summer, and then you have days that are back in the winter. So for my bonus, which was a ticket, I thought I would use that and maybe tack that down there. This came out of a pack of different ephemera and forms and stuff. And I found this little stamp in my stash that is a little rabbit, and I thought it would go well there. So let's stick that on. Add to the collage. Okay, so that's that side. I was kind of thinking I might add, if I can get that up. The good thing about Elmer's glue is once it sticks, it's stuck. But you do have a little bit of forgiveness to lift it up. I want that tucked right in there, down there. I don't really like things that are even up, I like them offset a bit. And I do have a session with trying to get things straight. I don't know why. So then on this side, I will put another piece of just this background. Again, it's really white. I was trying to keep things more neutral, like white, for this challenge, just because of the white space there. And I tend to be quite colorful in my work. I love color. And otters, they are just so cute, otters. I love watching them play. I've seen sea otters in the wild, and it's almost just like they're domestic. They're so cheerful, playful. They don't have fur on their hands, so if you ever see pictures of them sleeping on their back in the water, they put their little paws over their eyes to help them sleep in the daylight and to keep them warm, because they don't have a lot of fur. So if they're in the water all the time, they tend to get a bit cold, or so that's what I've read. So we've got something that emits heat, we've got our path, we have something that splashes, we have white space, we have our form or blank, and we have a ticket. Okay, so then I just thought I would look through the stash and just add a little bit of interest to the layout. Flowers are always interesting. I found this little form that was filled out, so I cut a piece off it, and I thought that this would kind of go. I found this little heart in my stash, and I thought this would go cute here because it is kind of neutral, and I thought maybe I could stick it there because this looks like it might be a candlelight dinner. And what's often involved with a candlelight dinner is a little bit of love. So then I just wanted to add a bit. I went to my washi stash and thought that maybe I would put a little bit of washi here and there. I love my washi, and why not use it? I kind of thought maybe I would stick a little bit down here and there. Not to overpower it, for sure. That's crooked. If I was using washi in other mixed media, I would use glue. But in my glue book, it seems to stay down okay without having to add extra glue. And then maybe the little polka dots. It reminds me kind of splashes. Little bubbles that he's diving in, and you can see the bubbles going up there, so that might be appropriate to put a few bubbles down kind of along there. I think that's it for that one. And then I thought lastly maybe I'll do this one of these. That kind of reminds me of waves, but that reminds me a little bit of movement as well, so maybe we'll stick that down. And it looks like he's diving down. He's still diving down. He's not made his ascent yet, so I kind of like that there. And maybe another little piece just here going in the other direction. Like so. Okay. And maybe just a little piece tacking that corner down. Nice. So that's for the washi. And then I found this little stamp. It's an old Stampin' Up! Stamp, and it's just a bit of a scroll. So I'm going to use my archival ink Ranger ink pad, which has seen better days, but while I get rid of it, I use a re-inker, which is great. So I do that off camera, but I only want a bit of this. So what I'm going to do for this one is I'm only going to put a part of the stamp on it. I guess this part. So that's all that's going to be on my stamp block, is sort of half of it. And then I'll only ink up half of it. And then I'm going to use this to stamp off. And then I'll stamp onto my page. So then it just leaves some of the stamp, which I like. And let's do a little bit up here. And then I think that I'll just use it in my hand, because I just want, say, a little bit there. Oh yes, I love my stamping. Okay, and because I wanted to make this more of a not so colorful in a good way, then I think I'll stop there. So we have all our prompts for this week. The last thing I want to do is just add my little date. I think I'll put that down there. It's May 8th. I've done this layout at the same time as I did week 17. I've done them both at the same time. So I'm pretty much caught up now. I'm on week 19, and I should have that done before the end of the week. So if you're enjoying my videos, or want to take pity on me, then subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.